good student, and welcome to another of Dr. Sirme YouTube upload. Today I want to take you through a very simple concept, a concept that will be very useful to the Form 4s, how to revise chemistry. How to revise chemistry. It is a very broad subject, but how can you simplify it? Maybe the first thing we can discuss is how to revise the 24 topics. And what you can do is to group the topics, or what we can call clustering the topics. Like we have this category of topics. We call them elemental topics. Remember, in this one, it is where the content developer, they will take an element, study the element itself, then some of its compounds, like air and combustion. Remember, this is all about oxygen. In that topic, we study more about oxygen and, of course, some properties of oxygen, be it physical or chemical properties. Then we have water and hydrogen. In this one, we talk about hydrogen. Here we study hydrogen, how to prepare hydrogen, properties of hydrogen, both physical and chemical. Then water, which is one of the compounds of hydrogen. Then we talk about carbon and its compounds. Remember, these two are in Form 1. Then in Form 2, we talk about carbon and its compounds. Again, we study carbon and we study some of its compounds, be it the carbon 2 oxide, carbon 4 oxide, the carbonates, etc., etc. Then we have the Form 3 topics that we call elemental topic. Sulfur, again, study sulfur and some of its compounds. Then nitrogen, and then chlorine. These 6 topics out of the 24, they have a similar way of revising. Just revise the element in question, then some of its compounds. And that is 6 out of 24 topics that have some similarity in one way or the other. Let's look at the next category of subjects that have some similarity. It's what I term as physical chemistry. The topics simply we can cluster under the physical chemistry. And they start with a Form 1 topic, simple classification of substance, how to separate mixtures. That is all about some physical properties of substances that maybe are guiding the student. So that's a topic under physical chemistry. Effect of electric current on substance. This one is in Form 2. Remember, it is very much related to electrochemistry in Form 4. So these are topics actually when the student is revising can put the two together. Be it electrolysis of binary electrolytes, be it electrolysis of solutions. It is all the same thing. So once the student covers this, then the other one applies almost the same rule. Gas laws. This now it's Form 3. Gas law, physical chemistry. Energy changes in Form 4, physical chemistry. Then rates of reaction and reversible reaction, again, this one, Form 4. So all these topics, 6 topics. Remember already we had 6 topics under the first category, elemental topic. Now we have 6. We are talking about now 12 out of 24. And that means we are half into the 24 topics of the high school. This is category number 2. And maybe the third category, organic chemistry. These are 2 areas that the student can cover at a go. And if it is organic chemistry 1, remember this is now Form 3 work. This is Form 3 work. That is the study of the this is the study of the hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons. Be it the alkanes, this one covers the alkanes, alkenes, yes, alkenes, and alkynes. The student can proceed to cover the Form 4 organic chemistry, that is organic chemistry 2, and this one now, the student covers the alkanols, yes, the alkanols, the alkanoic acid, yes, alkanoic acids. Yes, the student can go ahead to cover the compound we call esters. Then student can go ahead to cover the detergents, yes, detergents, and then the polymers and fibers. Yes, polymers and also fibers. Then by that, if a student can be able to do this is maybe a 1 hour revision for a Form 4 student who has covered organic chemistry 1 and 2. So these are good category. Again, the student can cover at a go together. The next category is what I'm calling the periodic table. Not necessarily everything is on periodic table, but if you're able to revise this area using the periodic table, it can help you cut across all these topics. Now, remember this one is more of inorganic chemistry. Like the first topic in Form 2, this is the structure of the atom and the periodic table. Then the chemical families, again in Form 2. And remember the chemical families are part of the periodic table. The structure and bonding, again still in Form 2, it is all about the elements in the periodic table. So the first three topics in Form 2, they're very, very, very important. Actually, they are the backbone of the inorganic chemistry. Then, when you talk about the Form 4 topic, metals, though it involves a lot of industrial processes, especially with the extraction, but to the end of the topic, you realize they talk so much about the properties and uses of metals. So it is still the same. If you talk about chemical families, we talk about alkaline earth metals, we talk about alkali metals. That means the metals can also be introduced in Form 2. Most of the concept about metals, they are also covered in Form 2. Then this topic, radioactivity. Yes, it is more of a physical chemistry topic, but the foundation of radioactivity is on the structure of the atom. So the 5 topics again can be clustered together and be revised under the umbrella of inorganic chemistry. Remember, we had 6, now we have had another 6, we had 2, and now we are having 5. We are talking about 19. So 19 out of 24. So we have revised, or we have clustered the topics into 4 categories, 19 of them, and we are able now to revise well as a cluster of topics. And that is it. So we go to another category, basically that of topics that can be put together. Maybe another category of topics that I can simply call them inorganic, though not entirely inorganic chemistry, but mainly we handle them inorganic wise. Like a topic in Form 1, acid bases indicators. That is a topic that is very much related to another topic in Form 2 called salts. And then the 2 topics lays a foundation for another topic in Form 4, acid, bases, and salts. So you can see these are just 3 topics from different levels, but they are all talking about the same thing. Remember, the acids are the mothers of salts. Salts come from acid. So these 3 topics again, my student, you can cluster them, summarize them, have a very short note of these, and this one you need like 30 minutes. You've gone through the 3 topics. Another very good cluster of topics a student can revise together. So far we've done 19 out of 24. Actually there were 19. Now previously we have done 3. Okay, so with that we are at 22 out of 24, and that makes us remain with the 2 topics, the introduction to chemistry. And of course, under the introduction to chemistry, it's a topic that the student should not disregard. It's a topic that can easily be examined, even in a national exam. Remember, in this case, the student need to revise the flames, revise the apparatus. Yes, revise the apparatus. Then the student can talk about maybe laboratory safety rules, well and good. But mainly that is it. Of course, the student can look in detail about the Bunsen burner, But the introduction to chemistry is a topic that we've seen coming in a national exam. Then the giant topic, mole concept. The topic mole concept will cut across. You can have a Form 1 question with a mole concept, and this one it's more analytical. So this one it's more of analytical chemistry, because like consider paper 3. Paper 3, it's all about analysis. We talk about analysis, and if you're talking of quantitative analysis, that is all about the mole concept. Yes. So this is a topic that has a lot of calculations. Yes. So in this one, apart from analytical skill, the student also need to be conversant with calculations. Yes, calculations. Remember how mole concept is divided. It is moles of substances in solid state. Then we talk about solutions. Then we talk about gases. Yes, the gases. How exactly the mole concept is covered. Otherwise, that is how you can approach the 24 topics in high school, that is from Form 1 to Form 4, by clustering them and then summarizing them, revising them as a cluster. Now we go to another way of revising chemistry. Another good way to revise chemistry is by approaching it from industrial processes concepts or approach, because there's several industrial processes that are covered, and this is the section I will list them, and maybe we say one or two things about the industrial processes. And here are some of the industrial processes a high schooler should know. Like, talk about Form 1. We have a concept or an industrial process covered in Form 1 under air and combustion. That is fractional distillation of liquefied air. This is how to separate the various components of air. So the student need to understand the step-by-step procedure of how industrial process, that is fractional distillation of liquefied air, is done. How do you remove each component? That is it. Then the Solvay process in Form 2. This is the manufacture of sodium carbonate. The student need also to understand what exactly happens step by step, like I did in one of the videos. Then the extraction of sulfur, FRAC process, how it is done. In one of the previous videos, again, I demonstrated this when I was revising KCSE 2021 paper 2. That one you can check. Industrial manufacture of sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Contact process, step by step. What are the raw materials? What are the catalysts? What happens in each chamber? What are the optimum conditions? Very important. Haber process for the manufacture of ammonia gas. Still another industrial process a student can cover. Then Ostwald's process for the manufacture of nitric 5 acid. Again, another industrial process the student can do. Manufacture of hydrochloric acid. Again, this one is in Form 3. Remember, even this one, it's a Form 3. This one also is in Form 3. Even this and this. This one is in Form 2. Those are industrial processes. Then the extraction, the first part of the topic, metals. The extraction of the 6 metals: sodium, aluminium, iron, zinc, lead, and copper. Another of very important industrial process that a student can cover. Remember, these sections, these industrial process, in most cases, they will appear in paper 2, covering some good marks, maybe 10 marks. So a student need to understand these processes. You can cover them in groups. Yes, you can have 8 students in a group. One student covers the metal, another one manufacture of HCl, all the way. Then you discuss and you reinforce. That is it. Industrial processes. Another approach a student can use, especially to revise another very broad area, is on gases. And maybe this is a list. What I'm having next is a list of all the gases. Okay, with the gases, if the student can aim at going through the 15 gases, hydrogen, that is in Form 1, oxygen, that is both of these in Form 1. Then we have carbon 2 oxide, then carbon 4 oxide, then talk of sulfur 4 oxide, sulfur 6 oxide, nitrogen, yes, nitrogen 1 oxide, nitrogen 2 oxide, nitrogen 4 oxide, chlorine, hydrogen chloride gas, HCl, then sulfur, hydrogen sulfide all these, remember all those are in Form 3. And then of course under organic chemistry, the student can cover these two, be methane and ethane. If the student can learn how to prepare, because the way to revise this one, it's to learn some very few things. How to prepare them, yes, how to prepare them, how to collect these gases, how to collect them. Of course, after drying, what are the drying agent? What exactly do I need to for them to be dried? Yes. Then the other concept is all about physical properties. Yes, what are their physical props? Then chemical props or properties. If a student is able to cover these, yes, then the student will be so much conversant. Well, it is too much work, but it is somehow simplified. You only need to know what are the reagents like I need for all these gases. Then, how do I collect the gas? What are the physical properties? What chemicals do I use to dry? And maybe not. Under nitrogen, I think we've left behind a very important gas called ammonia. Yes, ammonia. Ammonia is there. So there are 16 of them. If the student is able to learn how to prepare them, how to dry and all that, then the student will be so much conversant. You know, you'll have covered a very big area. So another approach of revising chemistry, approach it from gases point of view, all of them, with emphasis of some of them. Like nitrogen 2 oxide, you don't maybe pay much attention because it's a very unstable gas. It is easily oxidized to nitrogen 4 oxide. Maybe carbon 2 oxide, yes, you need to pay much attention. But some of them, think about sulfur 6 oxide, a very short concept there that you need to know how to convert sulfur 4 to sulfur 6 using the catalyst, the vanadium 5 oxide. So otherwise, that is another way to revise chemistry. Gases. The last area that I want to take the student through, it's the analytical chemistry, or the analytical approach of the chemistry paper. And remember, this will simply be paper 3. Yes, this is the 233 stroke 3. Yes. And these are the areas that the student need to be conversant with. If I can take you through the paper 3, how exactly should you revise, or what are these areas that are oftenly examined in paper 3? Now, we have the first category, or the first area, that we call quantitative, from the word quantity. You know, the student is trying to do an analysis to establish the amount of substance in a given maybe sample. And this is where we do it with what we call titration, be it direct titration, back titration, redox titration, or the double indicator titration. That one, it's basically what we call quantitative analysis. Otherwise, we can call this a volumetric analysis. Simply because we do the analysis of the unknown mostly in volumes of solution. That is the first area, quantitative analysis. Then we have qualitative analysis, trying to establish what exactly is contained in a unknown sample. We can have the quantitative analysis of inorganic, and this is where we try to establish the cations or anions present in a sample, be it using sodium hydroxide. And remember now here, the precipitation reaction, the concept of solubility of hydroxide and salts applies so much. The inorganic, sodium hydroxide, aqueous ammonia, barium nitrate, lead 2 nitrate. If such are the reagents you're having in a question, then they are talking about qualitative analysis of inorganic. Then when you're talking about organic qualitative analysis, here we are trying to establish the functional groups. The functional groups here are the alkanes, the carbon-carbon single bond, yes, we have that. We can have the carbon-carbon double bond, be it the carbon-carbon triple bond, yes, or you have the OH. Yes, for alkanols, you have the COOH, yes, for alkanoic acid, or you have the ester. You have the ester group there, whichever the case. But that is qualitative analysis of inorganic. If they are talking about igniting the solid, yes, they're talking about adding bromine water, adding sodium carbonate, whatever other means they are using, but the reagents will guide you whether it is inorganic or organic. Another area that is in paper 3 under analytical chemistry, it is the physical chemistry. Energy changes or rates of reaction or reaction rates. Here, be very much expectant here, there will be a graph. Under energy changes, the student need to be conversant with enthalpy change of neutralization, enthalpy change of displacement, and enthalpy change of solution. Maybe the one for combustion, not very easy to be examined, but the three are very much likely. The rates of reaction, how temperature affects the rate of reaction, how concentration affects the rate of reaction. Those two areas are very examinable under the reaction rates in paper 3. So the student need to revise this and learn how to draw the graph, the extrapolation graphs. The effect of heat on substances, like the KCSE 2021 paper 3, they didn't expect a cooling curve, but it came after quite some years. So effect of electric current, be it the heating of substance, cooling of a substance, the graph that comes in. Then solubility, and this is a very practical area, be it solubility by crystallization, where the student prepares a saturated solution, then allow it to cool, then monitor the temperature at which the crystals first appears. So that is very much examinable. Then by titration, you can have a procedure of a less reactive salt or base for that matter. Then you can be asked to do this, determine the solubility by titration. Basically, that is paper 3, a paper that is out of 40 marks, a very important paper. Otherwise, thank you so much. As you revise chemistry, my dear students, be positive. Know that chemistry is not difficult as people say. So you can make it, you can get an A in chemistry. It is very possible. So I wish you all the best, and God bless you. And finally, we go through a very brief nutshell of CBC by Dr. Sirme. For today, I want us to talk about this word, competency. And we want to see how are we going to integrate the core competencies in the new curriculum of education. And the objective I'll cover, I'll just take you through 7 core competencies. What exactly is new? What do we want the student to do? Or rather, what are we trying to bring out of the student? Because competency is all about what the student or the learner, for this case, can do better. We have 7 core competencies. As you can see here, the pictorial very good. The communication and collaboration skills. Then we have what we call the creativity and imagination. Another one is called critical thinking and problem solving. Citizenship, another core competence. Digital literacy, then self-efficacy, and then what we call the learning to learn. Those are the 7 core competencies. For this one, I'll only take you through the meaning. What exactly do they mean? Like communication and collaboration. Communication is the process of transforming or transferring, that is, information from one sender to the recipient, or be it verbal or non-verbal. Collaboration, it is the process of 2 or more people working together to realize a shared goal. So that is collaboration, how the learners can work together to achieve a given learning outcome or objective. Critical thinking and problem solving. What is critical thinking? This is the ability to come up with a solution for a problem or issues faced in a real situation. When you talk about problem solving, now this is the ability to identify and describe a problem, cope with the complexity, reason, argue, and make sound decision. Then imagination and creativity. What is imagination? The ability to form mental picture of something that one has to be seen, or rather the ability to form mental picture of something that one has not seen or experienced. Creativity, the ability to come up with new ways of solving problems or doing things. When you talk about citizenship, one of the core competence we want to impact into our learners, this is the state of being vested with the right, privileges, and duties of a citizen. It is applied being a member of a country by behaving in a manner that is expected, etc., etc. Digital literacy. The world is becoming digitalized. Everything is digital. So, what exactly is this? This can be described as having the knowledge and skills and behaviors which are necessary for to effectively and safely use wide range of digital content and devices. This one, it's nothing new. The 21st century student is all, has technology all around. That means the student, the learner, has to be equipped with some digital skills. Learning to learn. Learning to learn is the ability to pursue and persist in learning, to organize one's own learning by effective management of time and information, both individual or as a group. Self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is a person's belief about his or her capability to perform a task. This one can be improved by maybe ensuring we reinforce the competence among the student. It's also like maybe the task or the assignment that has to change and transform her life. Otherwise, those are the 7 competencies. We are calling them core competencies that the student going through the CBC is able to acquire that maybe was not there before. And these will be very good skills in our day-to-day life. The student will be able to cope and compete with the current situations or the way of life. Others, thank you. This is Dr. Sirme. Do not forget all the time to come back, subscribe, recommend, like, and kindly, this information is for free. Come back for more and even tell more and more and more.